And I think a lot of people would appreciate art more if they understood that. It's not about creating content, it's about drawing a specific thing from whoever is experiencing your work. Hi, I'm Patinator, and I just finished The Last of Us Part 1, which inspired me to go off for a bit during the end of the stream, during the credits. Well, go off in a good way. I don't know the connotation of that, but I think it's like a good thing. Like, I had many thoughts, I had many emotions about the game. And while I think I could have phrased some things better or used better examples, I think I stand by what I said. I think what I said makes sense. So here it is. Enjoy. If Arcane Season 1 was the tragedy of everyone doing whatever they thought was right, intellectually, and it is, I will argue that at least that's what I thought when Arcane Season 1 ended. This is the season of what if everyone promised. One wants to save the world, wants to, one is still not over their daughter, which is fair, and the other made a promise, and they're all just trying to, do it no matter what. This is what you end up with, a fucking mess. Just emotions. And I think that's the most unfair thing that I've been seeing in a lot of quote-unquote analysis. Is that why didn't you just do the smart thing? Why didn't they make a very smart plan? Because people aren't smart at the best of times. And I really think we need to remember that. So, I don't want to talk too big, like bigger than my britches, but that's it. People have emotions, and these are characters with emotions. Setting aside the entire structural thing, the entire meta-narrative, but every story is a story, right? People get obsessed with it and stuck with it and thinking these characters are people. No, every story, depending on the way you're looking at it, every story is designed to make you feel or think something. That's the point. You're not just saying here's a thing that happened. No. The vast majority of writing, I'm going to argue, the vast majority of writing is intention, evoking something in you, whether it is thought or emotion. And I think a lot of people would appreciate art more if they understood that. It's not about creating content, it's about drawing a specific thing from whoever is experiencing your work. I think it does have that little bit of failing in that you really have to try to get into Joel's head. If you do not like Ellie as a character, for whatever reason, you are not going to get Joel's arc. You are not going to understand why he did what he did. You can approach it mechanically because losing Ellie is not an emotional trigger for you. If you don't feel that attachment, if you do not get into Joel's head, the trauma, the losing Sarah in that fucking manner, she might not have even been infected. She might have been okay. And that's a question that's been in his head for decades. Exactly 2 decades, according to the show, according to the game. It's not gonna hit. And that's fair. Not everyone's gonna, resonate with this story in the same way, in the same intensity. Admittedly, I'm a huge fan of Ellie. I love her characterization. But part of it is I'm not an expert by any means. I would not be allowed into a school teaching this, but I would also say that I spend a lot of time trying to read and understand the things I play and the things that I watch and the things that I read. And trying to get into the heads of the characters and what it's trying to make me feel. Looking at the stitching of how something is put together. And that helped me understand this. I understand that the cure was not the point. The point was, could you do this? The point was people reaching their character arcs in the worst possible moment. Make Ellie older. Make Ellie more capable. Have Ellie save Joel in that bus in the water scene. And Joel might be more willing to give her more autonomy. Give them, ironically, more time together and Joel might heal enough for him to let her go. But no, they formed the attachment at the worst possible time. There is an argument that if they were at the first area, Joel might have been able to give her up. It's just a. I don't know how much of that they meant, but that is how it came together. And I know that, you know, BoJack Horseman brought this up first, but like the idea of like Becker, like the show where everything had a beautiful cast, great writing, but it never just came together. It is entirely possible that a lot of the great things we experience are just accidents that come together in the right way to speak to you specifically. Which is why it's important, I think, for people to understand that a piece of work does not need to be good for you to like or even enjoy it. If it speaks to you, it speaks to you. And a statement, it's yours. Which is also why generative shit is so useless. No one is trying to speak to you with generative AI. Nobody is trying to speak to you with generative AI art. Nobody's trying to show you a message or make you feel like what they feel when something written by ChatGPT. It is garbage from nothing leading to nothing. So there it is. That's the end of the rant. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. The Last of Us was a great ride. Looking forward to playing The Last of Us Part 2 when it finally releases on PC. And hey, if you want to watch the entire stream thing, it is all on YouTube because I multi-stream on both YouTube and Twitch. Patinator TV on both. Anyway, you all have a great day now. I am Patinator. I'll see you later.